Competition is underway in Paris on the first day of action at the Paralympics. Medals are up for grabs in cycling, swimming, taekwondo and table tennis. At a spectacular opening ceremony on Wednesday night, the head of the International Paralympic Committee, Andrew Parsons, said he wanted the event to be an inclusion revolution. Well, for more on the Paris Paralympics, I'm joined now on the line from London by the sports analyst Olatomiwa Toby. Good to see you, Toby. It's been a wee while. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. First of all, let me ask you whether you caught that spectacular opening ceremony yesterday.
Yes, indeed, it was spectacular. Firstly, nice to see you as well. It's been quite a while. But in truth, like you said, it's been spectacular. Like you said, the inclusion has been a big sort of theme around the events this year. We saw France had already, true to themselves, despite the politics, put in a very good display at the Olympics event. And a lot of people would think the Paralympics was an afterthought, but no, there's been a big intentionality about the open doors or open air sort of event or feel that they've had around it. Inclusion is a very big part of what they try to bring out in Paris as well. So as he said, I was speaking actually, I heard from the Paris Minister of Sports, who also said the same thing about inclusion. It seems to be a big part of what they're trying to put out this year. And so far, just from the opening ceremony alone, it's been impressive.
And today, of course, the first day of action, competition now underway. I mean, how's that been going so far? I understand lots of medals up for grabs. What are they battling for?
Well, Nigeria in itself would be battling for across majorly four categories: the para-athletics, badminton, powerlifting, which we've always been a sort of regular feature across both the Olympics and Paralympics. Yes, the Olympic side didn't really quite perform, but especially on the Paralympics team, we should be looking at possibly even getting a few medals from there. And of course, lastly being the para table tennis. So far today, we've seen Nigeria in action already from our para team. We had one of our very own, Miriam Bolaji, who was in action. She won a game at the para badminton event. She'll be playing again tomorrow. She's still very young. She's one person I personally am looking out for. At seeing just 18 years of age, said one of her biggest dreams ever was to qualify for the Paralympics tournament, which she did in grand style. And now, first game, first win. She'll be in action again tomorrow against an Australian who 27 has been there, like has much more experience to our game, but just the exposure for these athletes and the medals on the table. We did 10 medals last time out. Let's see if we can better it.
So, I mean, it is your expectation, is it, that the Nigerian Paralympic team will do much better than the Olympics team? Because we do remember rather shamefully that they came home with nothing.
Yeah, they came home with their hands behind their back. So any medal now is better than no medal at all. And the one thing I will say for this Paralympics team, likewise the Olympics team, really, if I'm being fair to them, is there's been a true eagerness to like getting things done, getting settled in. I know a lot of the outside of the sports things do affect athletes' performance. I'm glad that the Paralympics team have been there in time. There's been preparation. They seem ready, they seem eager, and they've started in grand style. It's a momentum that started, and it's a game of momentum. If you can keep it up, even one medal at this point, I'm not being, as the popular saying goes, beggars can be choosy. We'll take any medal over no medal at all, but I'm very optimistic with this young side.
And of course, beyond Nigeria, generally speaking, what is always enormously endearing about the Paralympics is that there are always very inspiring stories to be heard and seen.
Yeah, indeed, because it's a story, it's an event that has a lot of backstory towards it. It's very personal for a lot of participants or sports participants, as the case may be, because they all have their personal stories of things that they've had to overcome, volunteering experiences they've had to do, getting sponsors, defining or going past their own physical limitations to being sort of superheroes, even with some some people will say it's a disability. I try to call it different ability that they have, because you see some of these athletes, the things that they do, I, as not who is obviously not a Paralympian, couldn't do that with as much willpower as I have. But the backstory, the sheer grit, the tenacity that they have, and the consistency, which has also put them levels above other people, is beautiful to see. And one thing you'd see about France this year is they've been documenting as many athletes' stories as possible, and that's one of the things I'm looking forward to as well, telling the story and sharing the story with them.
Indeed, and on that inspiring note, I want to thank you very much indeed. Tobes, good to see you again. Olatomiwa Toby is a sports analyst who was talking to me on the line there from London.